how's it going, guys? Captain Cuba here, and today I'm not talking about Norse mythology within the God of War series. It's time to talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I woke up early just to watch the reveal trailer, and it didn't disappoint. As many of my viewers know, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since the release of Black Flag. This is going to change with this game, as it looks really awesome. So that's why I decided to do a little breakdown of the things I had really enjoyed from the trailer. So without further ado, let's begin.
They are heartless. Godless barbarians.
Alright, so the first thing I want to point out is the god that they seem to be worshipping. At first I thought it was Odin or Thor, but if you look where his left arm should be, you will notice that it's missing, meaning that this is the God of War tier. Making offerings to this god makes perfect sense for them, since they seem to be going into war. Next is naval ship warfare. It originally debuted back with Assassin's Creed 3, it was perfected with Black Flag, and has remained a series staple ever since. This time it makes even more sense for ship warfare to be included, as we're dealing with Vikings here. However, the difference in this game seems to be more emphasis on the player's naval fleet, as there seems to be more allied ships on the screen.
They murder and kill blindly. They scar the lands of England.
Here we see the protagonist Eivor with a group of Viking settlers making their home in the country of England. This is something that happened during the early medieval era. Now, I'm not sure if the player will partake in the construction of these towns like John Marston did in Red Dead 2, but if it were to be included in gameplay, I think it should be completely optional. But anyways, let's continue with the trailer.
Lands they will never defend, never love. The time.
Here we see the first shot at the antagonist of the game. Nothing's really known about him, but he's most likely a Templar due to all the crosses adorning his clothes. But he could also be just a Christian king during the Middle Ages. But it doesn't matter what his religion is, he will end up with a hidden blade through the skull either way.
Has come to speak to them in a language they will understand.
And here we have confirmation that Russell Crowe will be in the game. That's all I'm gonna say about him. Now, as I've said before, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Black Flag, so I don't really know what's in them, but it does seem to me like they're bringing back large-scale battles like the ones from Assassin's Creed 3. Those weren't too fun due to the frame rate drop, but with the PlayStation 5's power, I'm sure the frame rate won't be an issue, making them more enjoyable sections in the game. Alright, so this makes me really happy. They're bringing back axe throwing. This is something that began with Assassin's Creed 3 and the protagonist's tomahawk. Whether the player will be able to buy a bunch of smaller axes or have one designed for this purpose remains to be seen. I personally prefer the latter, but hey, I'm just glad this mechanic's back. In this scene, Eivor's friend has just died. We don't know his name yet, but most likely this happens at the beginning of the game. This is someone who's clearly important to the protagonist, because at the end of the trailer we see a screenshot of Eivor wielding the same battle axe as a way of honoring his friend. As the protagonist will scream in a second, Odin is with them. But before he screamed his name, I knew this was the All-Father all along. In Norse mythology, he would always come to Midgard disguised as a hooded old man. Later in the trailer, we see him turn into a raven, Odin's signature animal. The inclusion of mythological characters in the Assassin's Creed games is something that has been gaining traction over the past few years. Apparently this game will focus even more on it, as we see the protagonist making an offering to Tyr, Odin is actually seen on the battlefield, and even lightning is seen after the vision, most likely symbolizing Thor.
Odin is with us!
And we have the classic Hidden Blade. This is Assassin's Creed's signature weapon, and I gotta say I freaking love its new design. This time it's located on top of his forearm, which is gonna make me feel like Wolverine. And that was my little breakdown of the trailer. I'm sure I missed a few things, so please let me know in the comment section below if you saw something I didn't. I'm obviously motivated to play the Assassin's Creed games that I haven't picked up yet. I'm really hyped for this game. I especially love the new Viking setting. It does seem like the series is gonna make a comeback with this game. So let me know if you guys want me to make more videos about it. With that said, thanks for watching, and remember, go forth in the name of Vikings.